Hey there. So good afternoon. Today I wanted to just do a quick video on the fourth section or the last section of the first Bach Suite. So I split this movement into really four parts from a teaching perspective. So I have section A, section B make up the first page. Then at the start of the second page there's section C, and then the last half of the second page in section D. So section D is really where we have the when it goes back and forth with the open A string a bunch, and then the chromatic scale, and then the arpeggiation of the chords at the end. That's what I call section D. So that's what I'm going to be going over today. So I'm going to play it once, then I'm going to talk about a few sections, show a few things, and then I'll play it again. Great. Here we go. Okay, great. So within section D, I really split this into three main pieces, like I was just saying. The part that, this part, then the chromaticism, that whole thing, and then those are the kind of the three main pieces. So in the first section, really what I'd like you to think about is what Suzuki called smearing the string, so that it's this idea that you don't get too sort of chunky or clunky with your string crossings. Instead of it sounds too angular if you're making too big a difference. The idea that the A string level and the D string level are just one level is not true here. You really want to think about this as really kind of you're playing the inside of or the outside of the D string and the inside of the A string in a way that you can kind of really smear. This is going to allow you to be a lot smoother in your string crossing and really make it sound much more even than it might otherwise. So that's really what I want you to think about. And then of course you've got to make sure that you're really wind tunneling nicely as you go up the D string here. So those are the two things to think about most, I think, in that passage. In the chromaticism, really, it's just up to you how you want to split these bowings, but you really want to make sure you get a nice crescendo. And then I do think a little retard leading up to that high G is really, I won't say necessary, but definitely something I would recommend. So that's what I'm thinking about there. How do I get good crescendo, and how do I split my bow to where I can spend more, right? Now that might have been a little bit much of a retard, but you can play around with that and see what you think. Then in this last section, my similar comment applies as far as making sure you're sort of smearing the string and not getting too angular with your string crossings here. And then from there also, you really got to make sure that you have a high enough elbow, especially when this 5-7 chord comes up, where you've got to get F sharp in your third finger, C natural in your fourth finger, and D in your 1. That part, you've got to make sure that your EWP line, your elbow, wrist to pinky line, is going to be nice and straight there to give you your best shot at keeping your fingers round. Okay? Cool. So here it is all again. fun. Great. Thanks for watching.